Hi. We are back at it again. Welcome, my people. Welcome to Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I'm excited, more than excited, elated to consistently have you here to talk about the game, to talk about Chelsea, and then, of course, everything that has to do with the game. I'm excited to have you here. Thank you very much for choosing us. If you've not subscribed to the channel, I think it's time to do so. It's time to really do so. To just pause the video, go there, see the subscribe button, do choose subscribe. When you subscribe, turn on notification. Once you turn on notification, do choose all in there, because this is your home of the best of tactical analysis. My analytics team tell me that 34% of those who watch our videos haven't subscribed. So it means that you come back watching the video every time, but you don't subscribe. You just get chance on it. You should subscribe to the channel. So, guys, I'm entreating you. I think I'm very grateful for what we've come. But then, of course, you should subscribe to the channel. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. Guys, Mauricio Pochettino has done brilliant stuff. And I think that this isn't tactical, but it's the kind of thing you don't see and the kind of thing that we don't talk about as analysts and as broadcasters and journalists of the game. I've followed Chelsea for quite a long time, where a lot of the times managers come in and there's some seeming unrest. Like the players that do not play sit on the bench and they sulk. They essentially don't want the team to succeed. Some of these players sometimes will keep on complaining to their friends who are in the media and whatnot. I'm not seeing that from Mauricio Pochettino. And you know why? It isn't just a fluke. It isn't just because, it just happened. It's in the nature of Mauricio Pochettino. And I think that is the secret behind his successes, away from the tactical display, away from, of course, his leadership role and whatnot. I think there is more to that. It isn't just what meets the eye. And that's and more is why we are here. Also, there is a win for Chelsea in terms of the financial conversation of the club. The club have moved a notch higher in terms of their finances. And this is why I consistently said that Todd Bowley, Baghdad, and Bali were the right people to lead the club to the next level. For people who call them clueless, they didn't know what they were saying at the time. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Guys, do subscribe if you've not. Let's continue the conversation. So, even before we come to the Mauricio Pochettino bit, guys, first of all, I remember when Todd Bowley and Baghdad and Bali were in the running to buy the club, Chelsea Football Club. At the time, there were a host of names, especially there were people who wanted the Qataris to buy the club, who wanted self-made billionaires to buy the club. And I don't think that that's entirely wrong if you want a billionaire to buy the club, because the modern day football fan wants capital injection. They want an owner that can buy the best of players, that can compete against the big boys, the traditional big boys, the Madrids, the Barcelonas, the Manchester United, the traditional big boys, the Bayerns, who essentially have made their name and they are self-sustainable. And given where Chelsea were coming from, mind you, Roman Abramovich had done a brilliant job in terms of the player purchasing. He had done a brilliant job in terms of the trophies that he had won for Chelsea. In fact, in the last 20 years, arguably, Chelsea were one of the best teams, maybe themselves and Manchester City, in terms of winning trophies and then their contribution to English football and then European football in general. The bigger problem, however, with the twilight of Roman Abramovich's era at Chelsea was who was going to take over as owner, who was going to run the club. And I remember clearly in one of those my early videos where I heard the name of Todd Bowley and Baghdad Bali, and I did a little research. And I spoke to some of my friends who are finance guys in the US. And I asked them, what does it mean for an equity guy, a finance guy, to buy something that's failing? And he explained it in simple terms for me. He said, Fifi, when you have a business that is failing, these equity guys essentially come in with their expertise, with their experience, and with their money to make the business viable again. Because they know that immediately they're able to make the business viable, in the long term, they'll get their money back. And it's about the self-sustainability of the club. So there were times where people said, oh, Chelsea cannot come back to its old self again. Chelsea doesn't even have money to pay the players and whatnot. But boy, in the light of that, when we got into the season and Chelsea were beginning to stockpile on the young players, people looked at it in a sense that the Chelsea project is a joke. The Chelsea project is a joke. Like, how do you tell me the Chelsea project is a joke just because they are buying young players? They are buying players that they want to stockpile on and then build for the long-term future. Now, the plan has been explained by me several times, and I'll explain it again. When, say, you buy a finished 26, not finished, a player in his peak in 25, 24, 26, this guy has seen a lot of money. He has played for smaller teams and he has been taking 100, 200 euros, 2,000 euros, whatever their money is. I mean, on the low side. But at 25, 26, when he has kids, when he's at his peak of his career, he's definitely not going to take 80,000 pounds per week. He's not going to take 100,000 pounds per week. When his compatriots in other teams are taking good money, it's not possible. So Chelsea knew that financially it wasn't going to be feasible if they go and buy the best players, because they wanted to buy a lot of players at the same time, and then put them on a lot of salaries. And then two, it was going to bloat their wage bill. So first of all, immediately Chelsea came in, the first thing they did was to change the wage structure of the club. So it was changed from just a wage structure based on what you negotiate to performance enhanced, and which is tied to the team. So if you qualify to the Champions League, you get X plus what you take already. If you don't, this is what you take. So it was performance enhanced. The players want to play there because they will make more. You remember also that almost every player Chelsea signed, they signed for an average of about 6 years or more. And it started with Captain Reece James. People were asking questions, why has Reece James extended his contract for 6 years? Because they wanted to tie down these players for a very long time. And knew that they could amortize their fees, especially for someone like Reece James, who was from Chelsea's academy, and there is no net spend in terms of expenditure on him. Now, the Planet Football, The Sun, and other outlets in the UK have brought up the list of top 5 wage bills, highest wage bills, biggest wage bills in the EPL this season. Mind you, last season, 2 seasons ago, before Roman Abramovich was leaving the club, Chelsea had the highest wage bill. Kai Havertz was on some big wage money. Callum Hudson-Odoi, who was even a young player at the time, was on big money. Mason Mount was on good money. A lot of these players was on good quid in the UK. And the team went through a state of transition. You can't keep that. You either let them go and change your wage structure. Now the list is out. And you look at this list and Manchester United are up there, obviously. Amrabat, Onana, Mason Mount, these players that they bought are obviously going to take a lot more. Adding to that of Casemiro, Varane, these are very experienced players who have seen good money in the past. They will take good money. Then you go to Manchester City. But see, the issue is that Manchester City is not a problem because Manchester City just declared, and then they were the club with the best revenue ever in the history about the last 10 years in the English Premier League. And I think it's that business model that Chelsea want to go in that direction with respect to Manchester City. Their revenue streams, social media, whatnot, they do brilliant at that job. And Chelsea even aren't close in terms of the revenue streams that Manchester City gets into the club. So they are okay. Manchester United have the highest wage bill. I think about 205 million quid. Manchester City have about 192 million quid in second. In third, of course, is Arsenal, 163 million quid. Then there's Liverpool in fourth. Then there's Chelsea. I never did I ever think that this will happen. That Chelsea are going to have in a top 5 list of high wage bill teams and they are going to be fifth. I think it's brilliant. You amortize the wage fee of these players over a long spell. These players have a long time to gel and play together. You stockpile on the best players. Their wage bill is low because now it doesn't put pressure on the team's finances. It is amortized over a long time. You have a young team that are hungry to compete and have each other's backs. That is the plan and the way to go. For a lot of people who are quote and unquote not patient and don't really take their time to analyze and cross the I's, dots the I's and cross the T's, they felt that was stupid. But how was that stupid? I had said it at the time that is definitely not stupid. It is one of the best ways for Chelsea to get the things that they wanted to get, to plan, to be smart in the rebuilding of the club. And I think as it stands now, they are in a very, very good position to get this job. I never thought that this day was going to come. And I think it's brilliant stuff. Now, Back to Mauricio Pochettino. So you see, Poch is an excellent man, but there is something even intriguing about him, which is not about tactics. It is what intrigues me the most. In the past, you remember the story of Marco Correa? Everybody said, no, let's even start from Conor Gallagher. When Poch came in, Conor was an unfavorite player for the fans. A lot of the fans across the world, not just in Ghana, not just in Nigeria, not just in Kenya, UK, or US, across the world. Everybody, in fact, when I say everybody, I mean a large number of people felt that Conor wasn't technically good. He was just a runner. He was just not used right, and he wasn't given a specific role in the team in the past. He comes in, and from preseason, he has stuck with the boy. I hear the times where Chelsea wanted to let him go to Tottenham Hotspur, he blocked that move. And I'll see Conor. When Caicedo did come in the first 2 games, Conor was starting. He didn't just throw Conor away to let Caicedo come and start until he tweaked. Pochettino gives chances to people. He's an honest person. He's an affable man. Once he gives the players chance and they take it, that's all. Let's go back to the case of Marco Correa. Where was Cucurella? Cucurella was literally dead when Ben Chilwell got injured. There was nobody at left back. Levi Cole had to be rested. He played in that game against Brighton. He was brilliant, even in a position that's not his natural one. Came back to his natural position, was brilliant, and he has been playing. Unless there are times where Pochettino wants height. Look at Axel Disasi when he came in. People say, oh yeah, that's that. He keeps on with him. Builds the confidence on the team. Even before Cole Palmer got into the team, he didn't just walk in. He gave him a chance. He took it and he stuck in there. Amando Broya, Jackson. I can mention almost everybody. Noni Madueke gives him fair chances. Mihailo Modric doesn't perform, eases him on slowly and gently. And that is exactly the reason why Mauricio Pochettino is thriving the way he is as a manager. Because he's going to thrive. Because he's a big-hearted man and he is smart in terms of his leadership skills. And it's important in managing a young team at that. Guys, this is where time will permit me. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's your daily dose of tactical analysis, all the analysis of football that you don't get anywhere else. But yeah, I'll see you. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye.